All right. That's got to be the softest I've entered into a podcast in quite some time. Oh yeah. Jon Fitch is getting going. Dude, what's going on with your studio? Did you take everything down and move again? What's going on?
No, we're upgrading.
Oh, I like it.
We're going to upgrade. I think we're going to do some wood paneling in the back.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
That's sexy.
Real professional, real masculine.
I can't wait to get to that level. But as for right now, dude, I'm telling you, because like before when I was at my last place, I kind of focused on that. And right now I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like I think it's kind of like how you've been for the past year. It's like, you know what? I'm just kind of focusing on fucking content and just getting it out and being routine and regular about doing things. And then once you have like the viewership and a little bit of extra time, maybe some like virtual assistants.
You got to kind of feel out. You got to find to kind of feel out the audience, kind of see what's needed, kind of feel what grooves with you, I think.
Yeah, it's all
a process. Just and that was the
image?
Thing that, eventually, like I was thinking about doing this stuff a year before I started doing live streams and whatever.
Yeah.
And welcome everybody to the cast, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, that was the biggest thing is like I kept saying, oh, well, eventually I'm going to get this camera and then I'll have a computer and then I'll have this and then I'll be ready to go. But like, you're never ready to go. You just got to fucking start. And it's a building process. And what I found is that, the guys that I've had from the beginning or that I've accumulated along the way appreciate the efforts and the upgrades and the changes. Like, and they're a part of it too, because it's like their feedback and their input helps build it.
Yeah. They get to see how they help evolve things.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the fun part about a lot
of team effort, honestly.
I'm the 9 in the chat. Good morning, brothers. John P. What's good, boys? How you gentlemen doing? Glad to see you in here.
It's a new year.
The
first man cast of 2020.
It is the first Red Pill Smash Bros episode of 2020. I appreciate it. And we're on the brink of World War III. Oh my God, Jon Fitch, what are you gonna do?
Oh my God! Like, first off, if the mainstream news media is freaking out about something, believe the opposite. Like, just by now, if you haven't figured that out, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. If MSNBC, CNN, even Fox News, if those guys, if they're saying, hey, oh my God, look at this, like, it's the opposite. They're full of shit. Think about how fucking much of a hard on these people had for us to go to war with Syria. Oh my God, Assad's gassing his people. All this bullshit. And then we don't, and they're freaking out and saying that, oh, Trump's a monster, a piece of shit. He doesn't care about the children, the gassing, and blah, blah, blah. And like, what's the difference between him going to war, full-scale war with Syria to place another ruler versus fucking drone striking a sadistic terrorist who planned Benghazi, killed hundreds of Americans, who knows, countless.
Well, you want to know why?
Countless Muslims. Like, his body count on Muslims way higher.
Are we going back? I'll come out to the retired status. You know what? If I were to, I don't know, man. I think about it all the time. I mean, there's a famous meme out there about me. I put this meme out a little while ago. I think it was when the Syria thing kicked off. Let me see if I can find it. Face. Oh man.
Yeah, sure. That's
like photos that you're tagged in. Fuck, it's gonna take me forever to get there. Actually, no, you know what? I might be able to find it. It's pretty recent. Here we go. And let's share.
Yeah, it's
share
not
screen.
Nonsense. The idea that I ran.
There we go. Can we see that?
Has the ability.
So this meme went viral. That's actually me. I did this back in like 2015, early 2016 when we were fucking going after Syria. I threw my dress blues on. I grabbed my buddy's Mamluk sword. I was a bearded fucking caveman at the time. No, I'm not really that fat. I was sticking my belly out just to be funny, and I'm wearing silkies. So, yeah, that's kind of the whole thing right there. veterans always get up in an uproar. Like, well, yeah, let's go. Like, you kind of feel it, like tingles in your bones a little bit, right?
No,
Like, man,
it's the same feeling when I walk into an arena where a fight's going on.
Right. Yeah.
So somebody's entrance music comes on, it's like, ooh, goosebumps.
You're like, fuck, let's go. And you're like, fuck, man, I can't.
With all the bad feelings, there's a lot of good feelings mixed in there too, and then you got all this dopamine and serotonin and all the other fucking chemicals rushing through you from that shit.
My family lives in the Middle East, and what we hear on the news is definitely not what's going on over here. Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on, John. Let's go deep into this, because the reality is, and by the way, people, we have 18 people viewing live right now. Hit that motherfucking like button, bro.
Hit the like, share,
come on,
subscribe.
I'm telling you, these freaking I hate to call them corporate censors.
Don't let the terrorists win.
Yeah, all these people.
Don't let the feminist and the terrorist win.
Don't let these big tech giants dominate the fucking feminine narrative. That's something we're going to get in today too, as well. We're talking. This is going to tie into everything we're talking about right now.
Did you hear Did you see the big thing that was today? The trending #1 still.
Oh shit! Let's talk about that in a second. I want to go back to this war right now of what you're talking about, and I'll tell you why there's a difference between Syria and Iran. What's going on is, you could tell and I think we've talked about this. Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, and Obama were all the same politician, right? This is all part of
100%. I would argue that Reagan was in on that shit too.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think all the past
Lyndon Johnson. And Lyndon Johnson was set up to take over Kennedy, who was trying to be the last true president, and then from there it's been
George Bush Sr. I think that's where it started from. Him and his cabal. True. Then I think George Sr. was involved in JFK's assassination.
Well, you know who everything George Sr. was at that point in time, right? He was a fucking head director of the CIA.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is all CIA.
Him and his cabal and those people. Yeah. Everything that's happened since then is all orchestrated along the same lines, except for Trump, and that's why they hate him. He fucked up 40 years of planning and all this shit that they've been doing for a long time.
So I'll tell you what, it's even to the point too, if you really tie into this stuff, Iraq and Afghanistan were all strategic. Why? Well, earlier on in the 1970s, I don't know if most people know this, but we brought in the Army Corps of Engineers to Afghanistan. This was like right after or during the Russian war, right, with Afghanistan. We brought them in. We built all sorts of hydroelectric dams and did all this other stuff. But what most people don't realize is this: the CIA was running around in there. And what they were doing is they were teaching these guys how to grow opium. Okay, that's what the dams were for. The dams were for the ability for them to control the waterway so that they could bring it out to these all sorts of different people so that they could grow opium. So 30, 40 years later, guess what? Now these guys know how to grow opium in mass. And how do you ship out and move out all that opium? U.S. military. All right. So you can draw the correlation directly as well, because Big Pharma at this time got all their stuff ready. They had Oxycontin all set up and ready to rock and roll. And you can literally draw the correlation between 2001 to now with the opioid crisis. That's why there's nothing being done. And then you could also see how methadone and all this other stuff. Why is it that methadone and fucking syringes and all this stuff are free for fucking healthcare?
It ties into marijuana being legalized also.
Ooh, let's hear that.
Because guess why? What do you do? What do most people that you know do when they become really strapped for cash? They start selling drugs.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
They start selling drugs. Right? What do you think the US government's fucking doing?
Oh, no shit, dude. I never drew that correlation. That's hilarious.
We're out of money.
Right.
We're out of money. Yeah. We got a huge fucking military. We're out of money.
Well, the biggest thing
we've been in the business of selling drugs. Like the opium shit's not paying enough, so they've got to fucking diversify what they're selling. And now,
we just come so far in debt with technology. They think that the next boom was going to be all these technologies, and it's not working out. And like things are getting stopped. So let's go back to it though, real quick, because these people that are part of that, let's call it the globalist agenda, even though this is getting really Alex Jonesy, I don't give a shit. Yeah. But those people, Bush Sr. and his fucking colleagues, were all part of this globalist agenda, right? To create like a shadow government that usurped every other government globally. Benghazi, Syria, all of those things, Libya, right? Knocking Libya off and all this other stuff, that was part of the agenda. Now you'll see it. The left is the group by which is being pushed and propagating this whole globalist agenda. That's why the Syria thing was, yay, we need to go to war and we need to do this, right? Because Hillary Clinton and all those guys were involved in this stuff. The whole thing with Iran and all this other stuff, they don't have their fingers involved. It's another reason why fucking Slick Joe, fucking Joe Biden. That's why he's the number one front runner right now, because he's supposed to be able to revitalize. He's the last puppet they have in this globalist agenda. And you can see quickly that he's falling apart.
Yeah. Well, I forgot what I was saying. I just drew a brain fart.
We were talking about Syria. We were talking about Benghazi.
Oh, there's only like 3 countries in the entire world that aren't that don't have a Rothschild central bank.
That don't have an IMF in it. Exactly.
Yeah. So
and what are they?
Yeah, that's Syria, Iran, and who else? I can't remember who the other one is.
I can't remember who the other one is either. I knew those 2 off the top of my head.
Yeah. But it's kind of sad that people you get written off as a conspiracy theorist for even talking about this type of stuff. But
you just got to draw the line. Like, you just got to connect the dots. It's not.
It's the dog that didn't bark. It's the It's like there's too many things that seem correlated. Is it just chance that all this stuff is happening? Is it an accident?
Right.
I don't know. It sounds fishy.
It's all orchestrated. We got a puppet show being played in front of us. North Korea.
Oh yeah, North motherfucking Korea. That's right. That's right. 100%. I think that's 100% right. It was.
North Korea. Yeah.
Libya was there too.
Yeah, well, Libya was trying to go back to the gold standard.
They're talking about the gold standard. Like Libya.
They even say that. They even say that one of the biggest reasons why we were going into Iraq.
That motherfucker.
Well, that's what they're saying too. Saddam supposedly was trying to take back his country because Saddam was a CIA puppet. He was put in there from George Bush and all these other people. But he got a little bit too drunk on power in a way, right? He wanted to take his country back and actually be the dictator of it. So what he was trying to do was he was trying to go back to the gold standard using all his oil. And that's actually one of the biggest reasons why we ended up going in there. Like that whole made up
babies on the floor, fucking dying, everything they did.
Mass destruction and the fucking what's it called? We're the ones that hooked them up with Scud missiles and fucking chemical warfare, right? We are the ones that gave them the technology and the go ahead to do it. And then we get mad when they launch 1 or 2 of them at their fucking enemies. It's like, oh no, you can't do that. Like, dude, oh man, it's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, this whole
So I think that's what they're doing, and then they use social justice and all this other bullshit to distract us and get us arguing about nonsense while they're fucking going around and blowing shit up and planting their banks and all this other shit.
All right, we got 24 people up in the chat. Hit that like button as well.
But hey, so let's get off of one war and go to another war. And if you didn't notice on Twitter, the number one, it just changed it to number 2. But since this morning, I woke up early this morning for some reason, like at 6.
Who Shot Ghost is trending on mine.
And the number 2, it was number 1 for a long time, but now it's number 2. It's if the world had no men.
What? I don't see that.
That's number 2.
Maybe that's because I'm on loser Twitter right now because
that's United States. It's United States trending.
Okay, trends for you is what it's saying to me. Is there any way for me to change my trends?
You should be able to go and look at the gear sign next to the trends thing.
See? All right, music and radio
for you.
The Voice Kids. Here, I'll let you. Can you share what you're looking at, just so we don't fucking sit here and look like a bunch of dicks?
Yeah, I guess that is absolutely.
Hit that like though. 27 people up in the chat.
Yep, here we go. I'm sharing that with you.
All right. Number 1 is the Saints.
Number 2 is if the world had no men. That's it. We'll go into that.
I heard that last week. They did they passed something around where it was like, what would it be like if we just had no men for a day?
I've heard this a couple times pop up, but I think the funny thing is I saw somewhere that if the world had no men was actually something that it was about gaming or some kind of video game, something. It had nothing to do with like the man-woman war or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Could for once U.S. Twitter have an entire day in which there is not some anti-male, anti-white, anti-hero, anti-whatever wokes feel like to attack hashtag? Like
Yeah.
seriously, I'm Spanish and I see one trending every day, and you wonder why they feel attacked.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good point there, Kukuruyo.
Cuckoo Royo. Royu.
Ruyu, whatever, man. White boy.
Yeah, he's not fucking. He's Spanish and he's got a Japanese name. Oh, hey, I'll take that.
I'll take that. Yeah, if it gives the world. Yeah, this would not get the attention. That's Steve. Stevana now. But yeah, so it's just just a bunch of
Oh God, fucking Christ.
nasty,
Kills-
nastiness.
kills me.
But yeah, so that was what I woke up to this morning.
He says, "Hey, Corey and John, that topic was probably made up by women." You're absolutely right. I mean, women dominate.
No, it's some woman who can't get laid or isn't attractive to men or doesn't understand why her degrees doesn't have her a boyfriend yet.
Mm. Yeah, it's so funny. I still get a lot of pushback, dude. I got to be honest with you. That tweet is still circulating. It's circulating now all over Facebook and Reddit. I'm literally getting fucking feminist groups coming to my Instagram page, and they are flaming every single fucking photo I have. Going crazy.
It's just lifting you up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. 100%. I think it's fucking hilarious, honestly.
You need to just schedule like a photo shoot and just a bunch of like thoughts.
I know.
Whatever.
I should.
We love Corey. He's the best. I hate degrees. College is yucky. Like just to get him riled. Like I don't even give a shit.
I love how in control of me he is. I love how he dictates my terms.
Man. And really what it comes down to is those women, they've just never had a quality man who could do those things, like could lead them, right? And put them in place. Like they've never had it. So they think, oh, like every trash loser dude that they've had, try that to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what it is. So they hate it.
Well, the other big thing too is this. I mean, they're sitting pretty right now. They have zero consequences for their actions. They have zero standards upheld to them other than what's dictated to them by consumerist media, right? It's like, oh, you go, girl, go get that $150,000 degree. Don't pay for it. Go into debt and then get you a fucking beta guy who's going to pay for this stuff. Oh, yeah, mind you, don't worry about upholding any fucking standard of beauty or caring about your weight or your figure. You know, fucking shave the side, shave the side of your head, dye your hair fucking booger green, put 600 fucking piercings in your nose anyway because you're a fucking 6 or 7. It's not like it matters. And then fuck as many people as possible. Say you're pansexual, bisexual, fucking ubersexual,
sapiosexual.
Yeah, sapiosexual, exactly.
Sopio. Yeah. I like clean people. Sopiosexual.
It's insanity. That's really what it comes down to. You know, I had a little bit of an epiphany yesterday at what it comes down to. And the reality is, because we live in a world where we're not fucking starving any longer, where we don't have any natural predators and we've practically dominated the environment, so we don't have to worry about that. People have to fucking have some kind of ghost. They have to have some type of demon that they got to fight back against, right?
Well, it's partly too because it's. I mean, there's plenty of demons out there. There really are.
Sure,
like, there's plenty of stuff that people could focus on, but they focus on the small little stuff because they're weak. We're just weaker. We're just raised to be weaker. Like there's no get over it, and like even in it's toxic masculinity to say man up. Or quit being a pussy, or
right.
like it's bad. Like it's condemned for you to say, oh my God, just get over it. It's not that big a deal or whatever. So like we've just culturally become much weaker because the men have become weaker. Like the men are supposed to be the strength that lead you forward. And if the majority of men are fucking lesser male types, that'll take a backseat to women, like what is that going to do to everything? Like you're going to start focusing on bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, the other thing too is when there's not a standard being held, and now we're part of a global sexual marketplace where women really don't have to fucking worry about that because they can connect. They don't have any direct standards being placed on them. It's so easy nowadays to what's it called? You know, I couldn't tell you how many women I've come across that look absolutely gorgeous on Instagram. They look fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they look great on what's it called as well? Dating app. And then you go to meet them and they're like way more frumpy, like at least 2 sexual market values down, right? It's just like, ugh. And these girls are really, really, really good at putting makeup on today. They're really good at angles with their cameras. They're really good at using photos. And I'm sure most of them are fucking crazy enough to no kidding Photoshop their photos when they're putting them out there, right?
Dude, yeah, I ran into this girl at the bar who's like, "Oh my God, I matched with you in Bumble like in August or whatever." Like, holy shit. And then she reached out through my DMs. So I went and checked it. Like, it's all headshots. Like, and I was like, oh, okay, I can see why maybe I matched you. But like in real life, dude, it was an iceberg.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can never trust.
Just the face, and maybe some tits. Like,
yep, never trust it.
It's fake. They're fatties. They're fatties.
You can't trust a girl that takes photos from high up here either. If she's not actually showing a direct shot of her body, you can't trust it. But even then, they're really good at sucking in their gut and poking out their butts and all this other stuff.
The full body Spanx and stuff now too.
Yeah. I've had a girl wear Spanx before too.
That's a lie.
But she told me. I was like, oh, whatever. Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Have you seen those videos where the girls like
keep those things on,
raking in the putting on the it's basically like the super Spanx. They got like zip all the fat in.
Oh man, that's fucking disgusting. I hate that stuff. That's why I actually prefer like skinnier women, like where you can for sure tell that they're skinny, right?
Yep.
Get
your hands around their waist.
Yeah, I like skinny petite women. I mean, I don't discriminate. I really like all types of women, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
you know, I prefer petite women. I do. They're fucking. There's just something so cute about them. They're so cute, especially with their little like their perky little sporty tits and their fucking little athletic booties. You don't have to worry about when you take the clothes off, things are just gonna fucking slop all over the place. You know what I mean? Hey, buddy, I was wondering when you're gonna come in here. We're just sitting here having a chat. We're having some tinfoil hat chats and talking about girls and talking about women posting stupid shit on Twitter. You know, someone brought up a point earlier too. There's always some fucking every single day, and I noticed this about Twitter. Every day there's some kind of LGBT, feminist, fucking SJW woke hashtag that's trending and being fucking passed around like crazy. Ooh, what are you looking at here? Oh my God, that's disgusting. No, share it though. Fuck me. Kills me.
Oh man, that's just wild.
Oh, Grodies.
Okay.
Grodies,
I know there's a lot worse ones out there than that. But yeah, that's the quick search. I found that.
Oh, yeah, it happens. That's
the world we live in where like it's not okay to have standards. It's not okay to like appreciate fitness and taking care of yourself unless you're a 35-year-old mother or single mom. Like then if you start working out, then it's cool and you get uplifted and whatever. But like it's a mad world. It's all backwards. I'm tired of it. We don't have to live that way, guys.
Rick Torres says, Corey, I always video chat chicks so they can't hide. Yeah, I video chat chicks also. I mainly do it to make sure that they're not trannies. But dude, hey, listen, I put women through a ringer when it comes to the whole tranny check, to be honest with you. If there's any inkling, I do a whole bunch of stuff. Dude, I live in San Diego. Like, oh man, there's quite a bit.
I don't know, man. If there's even an inkling, for me, I'm gonna next. Like that shouldn't be like a thing. If it crosses my mind once, I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm gonna circle back and double check.
Maybe I'm just paranoid. I'm paranoid though. I do get a little bit paranoid.
You're too pretty.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the standards of beauty here, because I think you're used to like frumpy chicks up there. Women here, right? Like, so here's my thing. Even if they do like lip plumping or whatever, my fucking my tranny radar goes off a little bit, because it's like the second you start fucking with being somewhat fake is the second my mind goes off of like, oh shit, that could be fully fake.
How fake? Yeah.
Exactly. Like
what other lips have you plumped?
Exactly.
What other lips?
Did I tell you guys that story? I told you that story, right? About I actually just I cut it off with my main like last week. But we started dating about a month and a half ago, right? And we went out the first night we went out. She was fucking dressed to the nines, wearing this fucking super, super sexy skirt, right? Like a dress. She was like fully decked out. And I was like, dang, you know, obviously I wanted to close that night. But I was like, so obviously what I do whenever I want to close or whatever, I start progressing things physically, right? And as we were walking out to her car, I grabbed her ass, right? And when I grabbed her ass, all I felt was like padding, right? And she instantly grabbed my hand and like she pulls it up to her waist and she's like, don't do that. And I was like, this is weird. This is awkward. So I walked her to her car and I was like, my fucking alarms in my mind were just going off like crazy. And I'm like, there could be I'm like, that obviously cannot be a thong, right? She's wearing these fake booty shorts. That obviously can't be a thong, which means she's wearing shorts. And then my brain automatically goes to the fact that there could be a fucking dick tucked in there. So I was like, this could be a fucking tranny. So I was like, oh, fuck me, right? So I'm like acting weird. I'm like walking her to her car. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I like,
what is the cultural appropriate response to that? Do you stop and be like, I'm sorry to ask this, but have you ever been a man?
I mean, nothing. Well,
have you ever had a penis? Do you now, or have you ever had a penis?
But none of the other alarms went off, right? Obviously, I was on a date with her, like very feminine voice. There's like no fucking subtle rasp to it or anything like that. But then at the same time, you're just like, yo, this isn't real. Like there's something. Yeah, exactly. Alarms are going off. It's funny because I didn't try to close, but she could tell that I wanted to previous, right? So now it's like this, whatever, right? So she texted me like the next morning at like 9 a.m. She's like, when am I seeing you next? And this girl she's a babe, total babe, fucking 9. And I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my God, right? Because like in my mind, I still wanted to, but I was like freaking out. So I texted her back. The best text you could ever send a text is like, we have to talk. Right. And then like, I had to like sit there. I think you and I went live, right? I sent the text and then you and I went live because I knew there was going to be some time frame. And then after we got off of the air, I fucking start texting my boys and I'm like, yo, boys, what do I do about this situation? Right? I'm like, I'm stuck in a conundrum. I'm sending like all these photos of her to them and they're like, yo, not a tranny. But I was like, dude, what do I do? Like, I'm still freaked out. And my boy's like, dude, do what I do. Just go up, go straight out, go straight, fucking go hard in the paint and just go ask, yo, are you trans? So I call this bitch up, dude. I call this bitch up and she's like, hey. And I'm like, what's up? What are you up to? And she's like, oh, nothing. She's like, so we got to talk, huh? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, what do you want to talk about? And she thought at this point in time, because she didn't tell me that she had a fucking kid. Right. So her mind, she's fucking going crazy because she's thinking like I found out that she had a kid and I was going to call it all off and stuff. And I just come right out and I'm like, yo, are you trans? Like straight on the phone with this bitch. Anyway, long story short, she denies it, ends up coming over 2 hours later and we smash.
Yeah. What is it like?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of a good way. I think what the best way to do it would be to like, look, I'm sorry to ask this, but you're just so good looking. I just ripped the Band-Aid, dude. You're so good looking. It seems like it's not possible.
It's like an impossible standard of beauty.
It's an impossible standard of beauty. Are you a man?
Yeah. And that's the downfall. That's the downfall of today's marketplace, though, is that these dudes who are fucking becoming trannies are now getting surgeries done so well that they are hitting the ideal sexual like the ideal visual sexuality of a man, right? If that makes sense. Like they are creating like the ultimate
correct proportions.
everything. So it's crazy. So now even when you see a woman who goes and gets any of these surgeries or is kind of like embodying those kinds of things in your brain, you're like, and this is what's going on with me. This is what I'm kind of telling you guys about, right?
It's like,
For me, I'm like, that's fishy as fuck. What's going on here? Right? Like you dude, you got a dick in there.
is this a 5 that did some work and now she's a 7 or 8, or is this
exactly
someone with a penis? That's one of the drawbacks, men being so good at everything, or even better looking women.
Trans or no trans. I think that game was started before. But yeah, not bad. Put up a pic and we'll all chime in. I don't want to make her famous. Screw that shit. She's done. Cut her off. No need.
Yeah, that's just a wild thing. Like I honestly, I don't care what somebody's genitals are, and I don't care what they do with their genitals. I really don't care. I have issues with ignoring biology and tricking people. Lies are lies.
Right. Yeah, you don't get a pass just because you're on some kind of social justice hierarchy. You know what I mean?
I get to lie because
well, this is the same thing with the LGBT community too, right? Like I shouldn't say the word, but there's a reason why people use the F word towards homosexuals before, right? It wasn't because that was just like, well, I mean, maybe originally. But South Park did a tremendous episode using that word, and they did it when it came to like bikers, right? So the bikers would come up between people and they'd rev their bikes and they'd be like, "Oh, look at that F word," right? So I'm censoring myself right now just to let you guys know I fucking hate it, but I just got kicked off of fucking Twitter for using that word, talking to a British person. They were the one that said it, right? She was talking about how British people eat F words. And I was like, what? You eat F words? The only way I've ever heard of this before is when you smoke them. And she's like, no. F words are meatballs. And I got banned from Twitter for having that conversation. Banned from Twitter for having that conveation. No, I'm serious.
Oh, yeah, no, that's oh my goodness. I'm not surprised. That's crazy.
Yeah. Insanely retarded. I'll use that word.
Actually, I might get you taken down too now.
I know,
that's
right?
Crazy. You can't even say that.
You can't if you're a masculine man doing any type of men empowerment type of thing and you're fucking slaying SJWs and you slip the slightest bit, guess what?
They're coming for you.
Yep.
Because they're already coming for you.
Right.
They're already sending in complaints, and they just got somebody sitting by waiting for you to cross.
Exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, he's on the watch list.
Right. My tweet hit Reddit. My tweet hit Facebook. I had, like I said, all these people that were hitting up my Instagram already. And then all it took was that one tweet. Right. And that was like days before that I was talking to this girl. And they there was just people flaming. Hit that like button. We got 33 people up in the chat. Let's post some questions too, guys. Come on. Let's not make this a one-way. But I was going back to using that word. What it came down to was simply that, when people are super overtly flamboyant and they're like in your face telling you like, you got to accept me and this is my way of life and all this other stuff. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like you can have a specific sexual I use like Dave Rubin as this example, right? Dave Rubin's gay, but you don't see him running around at pride parades like wearing a fucking leather strap on.
Yeah, like be proud of your sexuality, but be proud of your sexual orientation, whatever. But like, why is it sexualized? Why is everything sexualized? Why do you got to be in a thong with your balls out?
Right.
I don't get that. I don't see how that's gay empowerment. Like it used to be just a thing to shock because, oh my God, we're pushing against like this right wing narrative, normal, whatever shit.
Right. It was like cracking open the box.
Okay. But like the box is cracked. It's been cracked. Like, I would take my kids to the gay pride parade, but you're going to see balls.
Right.
Like I'm okay with, I don't care. I have no gay people, cool, whatever.
Hey buddy.
If there's trans people, cool. I don't care. I really don't care. I got my own shit to worry about. But like The second I go to a parade or take somewhere with my kids and there's somebody's balls hanging out, that's a problem. Like I don't like being in a public place and watching straight people kiss.
Yeah. I feel you on that one.
I don't want to see straight people giving each other the tongue. I really don't. I don't care. The only instance I'll ever is if I got like 2 nines or making out. That's cool. But even then, I don't want that to be in the park.
The F word wasn't about them. I agree. It's a word. And as a matter of fact, it's one of my favorite words in the world. I use it as a cuss word. Same with the N word. I use the N word all the time. It's not just for one specific group of people. It's for someone who cuts me off in traffic. It's for anybody, anytime, especially if I'm playing video games. I lump the F word with the N word with the fucking K word. I don't know if people know what K is, the K one. It's for the Jews. Anyway, it's just fucking words, people. Really, at the end of the day, like you are the one. If someone says a word, like you are the one that has the ultimate power to either allow your emotions.
Your fault.
What's that?
It's your fault. I got a big poster board over here that says it's your fault because it's your fault. It's how you feel about things is your fault. That's the only thing you're in control of is how you feel.
Yeah. I agree. So, and it's just like, man, this all started off a long time. Like it was probably a good 10 years ago. I think I came back from Afghanistan. My buddy and I moved together in Solana Beach. We went out to Little Italy one day and there was this, this is when my eyes really started to open up to like SJW stuff. And it was like the beginning of it, really, honestly. And we go out and we have some lunch in Little Italy, and he's hanging out with some of his friends that came from like Chicago or whatever. And this one guy had this girlfriend or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. Either way, she was this Indian girl, whitewashed Indian girl, and she was like super, super fucking princess diva. And her name on Facebook was fucking Shamala. I don't know what the fuck her real name was. Ban the R word. And then calamari. Let's just say her middle name on Facebook was ban the R word. Her whole thing was
which R word? Retard?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what he says to me.
Somebody got called retard when she was in school, middle school. Right? Like, where does that come from? Like, how are you so offended?
And the R word. So that's something before we went to go eat, he had to brief me on. He briefed me. He said, hey, man, listen, like she's really passionate about people saying the word retard. So do your best not to say the word retard around her. And I'm just sitting here like, what? Like there's people like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm from the East Coast. You don't like people call you retarded moron for fucking like 10 times before breakfast. It's just kind of the way of life. And here we are. This is like my first time really living in California, San Diego. And I'm like, this is fucking retarded, bro. Seriously. So can you believe that though? Can you believe that?
Like the word retarded, it means like something is off. It's not the way it was meant to be formed.
Yeah. It means something's retrograding. It means it's going back. The actual term means going backwards, right? It's not good. Anyway. So can you imagine being that fucking emotionally sensitive and have that much emotional control over people where they have to give a safety brief before meeting you that they can't say words? Like what sword would you rather die on? Would you rather die on the sword of trying to control every single person in the world from saying one word? Or would you rather control yourself from fucking emotionally reacting to things that you have no control over? Right? Mm-hmm. But the world today will fucking have you swear up and down that the fucking former is better than the latter, right? If that makes any sense. People, that's what all this SJW bullshit is. It's, I need to control you because I'm not secure with myself, right? So I need to control every facet of everybody out there. And it's like, you can never, ever, ever win that fight, right? So what's the best fight that you can win? The best fight that you can win is controlling your own emotional reaction, right? Someone said it in the chat too. I have a gay friend. There's only one gay friend I can stand. And he hates hearing all of this stuff that goes on. Well, it's the same thing. Like if you're gay, you got to realize that there's going to be tons of people out there that are going to say the F word all the time, that they're going to say things that are anti-gay. Like it's part of the choice of being a certain orientation in this life today. And I use the term choice because, mind you, There's a study that just came out that states that the majority or the reason why people are gay is because of environment and not genetics. So these are choices that people are making at some level of their life. They're making these choices to represent themselves in this way. So if you make a choice to represent yourself in a certain way, you have to fucking face the consequences. It's like for me, I could sit here and I could throw a tirade and be like, everyone quit Twitter right now because they're fucking an oppressive regime that stops and silences people that tout masculinity and are anti SJW. Or I could sit here and be like, yo, I kind of poked the bear on that one. Like, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like me being this fucking, what's it called? Me being who I am and being on that platform, I knew my days were numbered. I just didn't think it was going to happen, really. You know what I mean? And it happened. So fucking be it, right?
Well, you've got to just make the correction. You got to know that when you're putting out the type of content, you can't cross certain lines, like with language. You can't say certain words. You can't say the N word or the F word because they're gonna, or you can't dead name somebody. You gotta say at least within their loose guidelines. You're gonna get still taken down here and there, but you can't give them a reason.
It's French for being late.
I did. Oui.
I like it. Shoot. I just actually, sorry, I was going to pull this up. Where were you in Afghan? I was in Helmand Province, 2010. Yeah, me too. I was actually in Sangin. I was one of the first 14 Americans to go into Sangin and take over for British 40 Commandos. I was with 3-7 in early 2010. And then I got put with 40 Commando, and then 3-7 came into Sangin, and then we ripped out with 3-5. Just let you know. You didn't think the number was 3 days. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, cool. So with that said, guys, I mean, we're not wrapping up right now, but I would like for you guys to go and join the War Tribe. Why? Why should you join the War Tribe? Because the biggest thing is this. As we talked about, my days are probably numbered here on YouTube as well. To be quite honest with you, my days are probably numbered here on YouTube. My days are definitely going to be numbered on Twitter, especially if people find out that I'm back on it. So the best way to stay in contact with me, the best way to keep this movement going, the best way to have these conversations unfiltered and uncensored is to join the War Tribe. There's a good group of men in there right now where we are literally working on game, building muscles, building finances, and driving yourself to be a masculine man in the world today. So take a look at the War Tribe. One thing I got to upsell you guys on with the War Tribe is this. Every Sunday, I go live with just people in the War Tribe, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we do a 2-hour webinar where I answer question and answers and pretty much help you solve the biggest issues in your life. We go live every Sunday for 2 hours. So join the War Tribe and you will be a part of those webinars as well if you don't like the forum thing. Also hit that like button, mofos. That's all I got. What do you got, Jon Fitch? I mean, we're not closing up right now.
No. Oh, I got I've been kicking off my self-defense seminars. Going to be a series of them I got going on in San Jose. Got a few gyms lined up. First is going to be the 18th in San Jose at American Capacity Academy.
Ooh.
It'll be good. And then I think the next one loosely is going to be lined up for February 29th. And that's, I think, going to be at Heroes. And then I think another one lined up in March. I still don't have a date yet, but that's probably going to be at One World Jiu-Jitsu. So I've got a few spots that's up in Sunnyvale. So we've got a few spots lined up already. And then
laughing at comments.
At some point, I'm going to film a video course of the basic self-defense. So I'm going to run through some seminars, see how it feels with everything, and then put it together in a video format.
I'm having issues right now with I got a new camera, like a good camera, in order to film courses and do different stuff. I fucking have no clue how to use it. I called him. He could fucking have a friend come over and.
I'd almost suggest honestly returning it and just upgrade your phone to the new iPhone.
Oh yeah, that's actually a fucking great idea.
It's got the 4K cameras already, and I mean I have a bunch of other stuff that I'm just like, maybe I should have just waited and then upgraded my phone.
Yeah,
but like the camera's pretty outstanding on that thing, and yeah, it's going to replace most people's, GoPros or whatever the shit they have.
Nah, I mean, I got a fucking Panasonic GH5. I mean, I'm sure I'm not worried. Well, it's just, it again, yeah, you're right. It takes up too much logistics though. As far as like, I'm tech-hearted like nobody's fucking business, but maybe I can have that happen. And you're right too. I could have just gotten another phone and used that strictly for fucking recording. Makes life a little bit easier. What did we say? KG. I was in Iraq in 2009, 2011. I was in Iraq in 2008. Good stuff. Phil Franklin. Nice. And then no shit. I got buddies who were in 3-5 at that time. I was in 1-2 taking over for the Brits in Musa Kela. Yeah, I did a fucking 3-week mobile op. If you haven't listened to my War Story Sunday, I stopped doing War Story Sunday and replaced it with the webinars. But I got up to a pretty good point where I talked about some of the stuff that I did in Afghanistan. I'll bring it back later. It's just taking too much energy out of me, to be honest with you. But yeah, I went through Musa Kela, Lashkar Gah, Nowzad on a mobile op with 3-7 for like 3 weeks. And we went through and fucked shit up to take pressure off of Marja. Pretty good stuff. Man. What's going on with the impeachment, dude? I just saw some news come across my table.
There is no impeachment. They didn't even from my understanding, they never turned the articles of impeachment over
to the
Senate, which means there's no impeachment.
Uh-huh.
There's no impeachment. And then it's forgotten about already because now, there's war. And then like Washington's all fucked up over itself because they love war.
Yeah.
They love war, but they can't let Trump, he's doing it the wrong way. I think they're trying to amp up. They want us to get into World War III. I think that's what they're doing. I think that Trump is trying to he tried to do that one calculated strike. He knows that Iran has nothing. They don't got jack shit to do anything against us. Like no other country in the world has any capabilities of fucking with us. Militarily speaking, none.
Yeah. Right.
Like we've got lockdown on it. But like we've been pretending that, these guys are threats. These guys are threats, like for whatever bullshit backdoor deals they're doing. Like, I don't think Trump's going to play that game. He dropped a big hammer on that fucking general. Like, there's enough turmoil and people fighting with each other in Iran. Like, they're not a stable government. I don't know. The Democrats don't got shit. They don't know what the fuck to do. They got their heads up their ass. They're all running around with their heads cut off. Nobody knows what the fuck to do. Times have changed and they haven't adapted yet.
Oh, that was a fucking amazing back crack right there. I agree. It's insane. This man. It's so hard for me to sit here because I can see the writing on the wall, but everybody that's kind of like in there, it's like being in a mosh pit and then looking at the mosh pit from the outside and being like, this is fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? But everybody in the mosh pit's like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that people don't understand that this whole impeachment hoax thing was a partisan attack and it was a means to be like a soft coup in a way, and that people are still buying into it and they support it in any way.
They keep moving the goalpost.
Yeah,
keep moving the goalpost. Oh, Russia. Oh,
Ukraine. Exactly.
Ukraine, fucking impeachment, blah, 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 whatever. Fucking retarded. But people are buying into it because most people aren't paying attention. They're not paying attention. They hear the news in the background on something else. They hear somebody talking about some shit they overheard somewhere.
They're controlled by their emotions too.
Even more than that. I think it's everybody wants to fit in. So like there's nobody speaking against any things because nobody's putting any time into listening. They don't care. Like they got their jobs, they got the kids, they got whatever going on. So if they're not scrolling through Twitter all day, they don't fucking know what's going on. All they hear is little sound bites that pop up on MSNBC or CNN, or they're watching comedy, whatever, fucking that's Saturday Night Live, and they got some fucking political thing on there, and that's where they're getting all the information from. And then they watch a movie, and then the actress or actor, musician that they fucking like says some shit. So like that's where they're getting all their information from. They're not doing any deep diving. They're not doing any critical thinking. Even the podcasts and shit that they listen to generally are probably pretty encapsulated into a bubble and only talk about one thing.
Right.
So if man, I got an argument with somebody about NPR radio. And I was like, yeah, that's a very biased news station. Like you can't get square news from them. And then they're like, what are you talking about? It's public radio. It's public. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, it's not. Well, they're pitching a narrative. They're pushing a narrative. I mean, it's not left or right, but there's a narrative there. They're trying to control what you think and how you like that whatever that's called. Like they only let you look at a topic through the eye hole, right? The little keyhole. You're not allowed to see the whole fucking thing around it. So if you go outside of that, they attack you and push you out. So like you can't get on those podcasts. You can't get on those news shows because if you're speaking outside of that little fucking hole, that little keyhole, you're gonna tear down their narrative. It's just,
the thing too that I noticed.
So people's need to fit in, I think. It goes back to weakness. People being weaker today, not being willing to stand up on their own, have their own ideas, their own feelings and opinions about stuff. Oh, I just want to keep my head down and do what everybody else is doing. I think that's the problem. That's where it comes from.
I used to remember a time where, this was back when I was younger, but the news was just information that was being portrayed over the screen.
I don't think it's ever been just information.
I agree.
Dan Rather, Walter Cronkite, those guys were pushing narratives just as hard as Jake Trapper, or what's his fucking name is today. Well, we just didn't have a way of fact checking. We didn't have the internet. Sure. We didn't have Twitter. We couldn't be like, that guy's full of shit.
Subtly. I think it was done more subtly back then. Just like how you boil a frog, right? You turn up the heat. I think that at certain points it was just that. And obviously maybe it was probably like 20% sensationalizing and then it was like 80% facts. And then slowly over time that has shifted, right? As ads and all this other stuff started to come in, as people, because it's just like it's like watching porn, right? The thing with watching porn is like you might sit there and you might watch porn once and it's like nice vanilla sex and you're like, oh, that's good. And then the next time you go and watch it, you're like, oh, that's not good enough. Like, ugh. And then you go and start fucking watching midget porn or something like that. Right? Like it's the same thing. Like people's brains, we end up getting bored of the same shit. So it's like, no, we need something more to kind of like feed the beast. It's like that dopamine monster inside you where it's like, no more, right? Like we need more to flush it out.
Yeah. I don't think the day-to-day though is your day-to-day living is more about order. So I don't necessarily agree with that because I think the day-to-day is order. Just keep everybody thinking everything's fine. Right. And as long as people are going along with that, it is fine. And that's been going along for a long time. I mean, that's been at least since World War II. I think, the lessons, the things learned by defeating the Nazis and understanding their propaganda machine and how they did it, like that changed the way news and everything else was done. I think from that point on, all news has been just government propaganda. And then what's happened is in more recent years, the government's been more and more taken over by corporations. So it's not just, government propaganda. It's the corporation or government controlled or corporation controlled government's propaganda.
Okay.
So they're trying to push certain narratives on, where their world domination, but also, we can't make our products look bad.
Years of O'Reilly on Fox News was my gateway drug to the Marine Corps. Chuckles. It's true. It's so funny. People had their little pets of who they listen to, and it really shapes the way that they view reality. And they're kind of like, it's hard. It's hard when you create an identity because that's what your belief systems are structured around, right? Is that identity. And it's hard to have that identity challenge. It's kind of where we're at, a lot of stuff.
Ego investments.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, girls being told that they're princesses and they deserve everything and they can have kids and family and man and everything and a job and be CEO and run companies.
Yeah. I got into
same thing.
I got an argument with a feminist on my Instagram about that. And
it's so hard to find a feminist who will argue with you.
I know, right? And what that came down to was she sat there and she said, I have a phenomenal husband. being a boss babe and a CEO and pursuing my master's degree while having a special needs child who gets my undivided attention. And I was like,
So you got a provider who you never touch sexually.
Correct.
Good for you, ma'am. You gamed the system. You did
Right.
well.
Right. Yeah. And she's trying to sit there and still claim as though she's happy, but
no, that dude is in an abusive relationship. He's, in my opinion, he is being abused.
I agree.
That man is being abused. He's being used in an an unbalanced relationship.
Correct.
Like, he is not benefiting from their relationship on the level that she is.
Right.
I think she's exploiting him. That's abuse.
In the meantime, what she's doing is she is using all of her insecurities as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's painting herself as this hero, but the reality is
the victim hero.
Right. She's both the oppressor and the oppressed at the same time. She's both the champion and the victim. And that's how these women are playing. Thank you very much for this comment. I'm the 9. She is the special needs child. It's funny because listen, I'm the 9 is right. And this is what I had to say, right? Like,
that's great. She is the special needs child.
Right. And like it begets more fucking special need because it's just like these people that are fucking raising these non-binary children. It's like these non-binary folks that are raising miraculously, oh, my child turns out to be non-binary too. It's like, no, you fucking twerps. Like, you guys are fucking creating this shit because your container of your lifestyle is fucking insanity. You know what I mean? But going back to this crazy chick on my fucking Instagram, I just straight said to her, I'm like, you're a terrible mother. And she's like, like straight up, like, seriously, you can't honestly sit there and tell me you're a good mother by being a mom with a special needs child while working fucking 10 hours a day, then go into fucking cardio kickboxing afterwards, then going and being the fucking president of your HOA and going to all those meetings. That's and all this insanity. Stuff. You know what type of mom you are? She says, like, he has my undivided attention. You know what your undivided attention is?
For what? For an hour a day?
Telling your milquetoast husband to fucking take care of it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Damn, I'm the 9. You're on a roll today,
You're
on
a roll today.
You're on a roll today. Men too.
Hashtag
men too.
That's a good one. I'm gonna start using that shit. That's on your Instagram everywhere, bud. Men too.
I like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is this too, man. She thinks, like, what the fuck? So if you're get off the screen. That was me. Okay, Chance. Yeah, I got you, buddy. We're wrapping it up here. How is it? And if you're so happy with life, why are you blowing up my Instagram right now? Like, I don't know you whatsoever, right? You have this special needs child. You have a fucking husband. You have all this other stuff to take care of. Like, you are literally blowing up my fucking Instagram and writing crazy ass drivel. You know what the problem is? You have emotional issues. You're messed up in the head and you need help. Seriously. Like, you really, really need help. And you've come up with all these other crazy concoctions to show the world, hey, look, I'm not a fucking mess. Hey, look, I'm not insecure. Hey, look, I'm strong. Hey, look, I'm independent, right? Like, people who are strong and independent don't go around flaunting things like that. Like, I don't have to wear a fucking gold medal around my neck every day that says strong and independent like all these fucking retards do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, men are really competing.
Yeah, why do you have to announce like what you're doing?
Really, that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
What?
No, it's like I'm independent. I paid these bills myself. I'm like, I give a fuck. Like,
I've been doing that since 18, bitch. Like,
yeah, like, seriously, like, and I don't understand the whole thing. I went to college and I got degrees. I don't care. That doesn't do anything for me.
Me no care whatsoever.
Men too. So I went and searched that Men too. It's how is that? It's wild. It's a lot of Indian stuff. There's a lot of Indian stuff.
Do you want to pull it up or no?
We can. Let's try. Let's see. It's I thought that was kind of interesting. Men too. but there's some Indian. Yeah, Men's Day Out. It's a Indian, I guess, publication. Gender equality means man is the provider.
Yeah.
Pay up maintenance to earning wives.
Wow. So that's taken over already by a feminist type of thing. Is that
Voice out leads. Men too. Okay. And then, yeah. Army man falsely accused of rape by daughter. High court acquits him after 18 years. Holy fuck.
wow?
That sounds awful.
Died 10 months before his acquittal. I'm sure that had nothing to do with that.
Jesus.
Men too are crying when they are face fucking problem in life. Gotcha.
Yeah, see, it's all like Indian stuff, which is weird. I'm surprised
I think India is dominated by some of the highest levels of feminism, to be honest with you. It's to the core of their.
Well, they have like a huge rape issue there too, or whatever. They have a lot of rape problems, I think, in India. So I don't know what's going on in India.
I'm having fun over here. Oh man, I'm the Nines going crazy up in the chat. I love it. It's all about the false rape accusations in India. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I saw
are they false? Because there was one where the chick was like raped in a bus. Are some of them wrong, or
a lot of it?
You don't really know if it's real. It could be a hoax. There's so many hoaxes going on over here.
Yeah. The courts almost make you it's not the same kind of judiciary as it is here, where it's like you're practically found guilty right off the bat if a woman accuses you of it, and then you're given like all sorts of stuff and entitlement. So yeah, women over there are just throwing it out there like crazy. Like one girl rear-ended some dude in traffic or something like that, and then she ended up accusing him of raping her. It was like just to get out of like the fucking penalty for rear-ending them or some shit. So it's crazy. Yeah, it's headed by women. The bus one happened, but after that, everyone was accusing men. Yeah. Cool. All right. With that said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I need to go work out. I actually might go to Costco too for the first time. Like I might go get a Costco card because I'm thinking about doing a little bit more.
It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick up your meat. You can pick up your meat there. Good price, especially if you're eating a lot of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I buy a big ass 2-pound bag of broccoli. I'm set for a while. And then you get the big ass cartons of eggs. Just for those things alone, Costco is worth it.
Yeah. I went last week with a buddy and I got this tri-tip that I put in the air fryer, and that was some of the fucking best meat I've had in a long time. On top of, I'll probably get some like salmon and some other shit.
That's what she said.
Hey. Speaking of that, got some hosts hitting me up. How much is it? How much is it for the Costco card? Anyway?
I don't remember. It's like some $200 a year, $250 a year or something. I don't know.
$200.
But you'll make the savings, and then I get the gas too. The gas is cheaper. I got a big truck, so I use the Costco gas to fill up. Saves me a lot of money.
Sick.
I definitely make back the membership fee every year, 100%.
Cool beans.
I like it too because the workers are pretty happy there. I think they got good whatever.
Good service.
Good. Well, they're taken care of, I think. I think they're paid well. I think they got good health coverage or some shit because it's a good job.
Dang, that's a good idea. I got an Instapot. I don't really use it that often. I probably wouldn't. I don't really like chicken that way either, but that makes sense. That's not a bad idea. We don't have Sam's out here, right? We don't have Sam's out here. I think that's on the East Coast.
Yeah, we got that in Indiana, Sam's Club.
Oh yeah. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna go do that. Costco, I think, get some more meat, get some of that tri-tip, get some other stuff like that. I've been doing stew meat as well. I really like stew air fryer. Makes me happy. Do some salmon. I'm getting hungry. Anyway, with that said, you mofos, I got a few things to bring up. Gentlemen, we're fighting a war right now. A war
against weakness.
Exactly. Live your best life in 30 days. All right. I need 5 gentlemen. I need 5 people. Ooh. Down one. I think one of the what's it called? It's got taken away. Yeah, that's not bad. Awesome. Cool. Here's what I'm talking about, gents. You know, I am all about feminists coming to my book and on Amazon and leaving negative reviews. I'm all about it. Like, please do. Do it. Like, seriously, it's great. But the thing is, we're losing the war right now, gentlemen. Can you guys see the screen? We're losing the war. They're at 56%. The feminists are winning. They're at 56%. Two of you guys, two men. That's all it's going to take. Two of you guys, bite the bullet. Buy my fucking book on what's it called, and leave a 5-star. Well, I'm sorry, I can't tell you to leave a 5-star review. Leave whatever review you want, right? Out of the goodness of your heart. But please do head over there. Buy this book. Listen, here's the thing. The book isn't terrible either. It's a great way to fucking actually get your life on track and focus on the 6 main areas of life that you need to focus on in this new sexual market. The physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and relational. And it's a good way to get your head out of your butt as well, and get yourself on the right path for living a masculine life. So please go do that. 2 men. That's all I need. 2 volunteers to rock and roll doing that. Bite the bullet. Help a brother out. I can't get super chats right now anyway, so you know you can help me out just a little bit. That'd be phenomenal. The next thing is this. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to this channel, please do so. If you have friends, family members, or whatever that would enjoy this content, share it with them. In order for me to kind of get a little bit going a little bit more, I need to hit 1,000 subscribers. And right now, I believe I am at 554. We need more. We need more people. Okay. The last thing is this. One man's way. He says he's got me. He's biting the bullet, dude. That's a fucking good Marine right there. Fighting the fucking war against feminism with a one fuck you at a time. I love it. This book becomes popular. It's going to fucking crush them. But I'll tell you what, book number 2 is going to be out. Book number 2, let's just say, is going to trigger a lot of lefties, a lot of fucking liberals, a lot of feminists. The last thing I'd like for you guys to do is this. I'm putting in the chat right now, www.thewartribe.com. Join the WarTribe.com right now. Please do go there. It's a men's forum only. It's a forum for men where we talk about pretty much the 6 key tenets of my book, right? The physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and relational. But we're talking about much more than that. Like John MLD talks about money, muscles, game. You should always be working on that. We talk a lot about that in there. How you can get more money, how you can build more muscles, and how you can continue to work on game. I break down people's online dating profiles. I break down their dating strategies. I break down their approaches. I break down their text game. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on there as well, right? As far as just talking about overall growth and development. However, the added benefit is, like I said earlier, every Sunday you get a 2-hour webinar where you get to ask me direct questions and you get those answered. Okay. Oh, screw this guy. All right, you're done. We're not bringing you back in anymore, buddy. Sorry. We had a good. He was on my what's it called before. No more. We're good. Anyway, happy Sunday, Brian Yoshi. Why aren't you in the War Tribe? You need to be in the War Tribe. Anyway, like I said, every Sunday, 2-hour webinar via Zoom link that you can only get while being in the forum of the War Tribe. So join the War Tribe. It's only $20 a month. It's going to help you out. It's going to pay dividends. Quite a few people up in the chat today are part of the War Tribe.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he's done. We're done. You know, first one I had to do it too, but you got to rip that Band-Aid. Yeah. What do you got, John?
I have my website, jonfitch.net. Sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to be developing that as I go with more content, different stuff. I'm mixing some things up. So I changed the podcast format. I was doing it every day, but I wasn't gaining any ground, and I think it was just too much for people. So I'm going to switch more to a interview-based podcast, and they'll still be live streamed, so you can jump on, ask questions, whatever, as they're going on. But I'm going to do maybe 2-3 of those a week, and then I'll free my time up to do hopefully some more commentary type videos that I can put up. and then put some more time into some other things, some writing and stuff like that. So yeah, sign up for the newsletter on jonfitch.net, and then look, if you can, come out to come out to my seminar and learn some basic self-defense, learn about space management, learn a workable system from an experienced veteran.
UFC veteran.
Yep.
I like it. You bet, Kevin.
Yeah, don't any stolen valor there. MMA veteran.
just to clarify for those of people, because I'm actually streaming to Facebook right now, my Facebook. There might be people out there that don't know you, so I just wanted to clarify that. I'm in the War Tribe. How do I get in the webinar? I'm glad you saw that, KG. Cool. So just make sure it's in there. Yeah, the link, when you join War Tribe, guys, and you want to be a part of the webinar, what happens is I don't put the link in there until we'll get to that one. Dan Powell, did you buy Live Your Best Life in 30 Days, or did you become a member of the War Tribe? You should just do both. Anyway, yeah, he's thumbs up in, I believe, Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. Great job. We got 2 people there. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best. You guys are the best fucking viewers in the fucking world, hands down. Going back to KG. Yeah, when you join War Tribe, there's a forum specifically for the webinars. The link to the webinar doesn't get posted until 10 minutes before the webinar. So make sure you're viewing that forum 10 minutes beforehand. Going to next month. I better see you in there. You are now on the interwebs. This is going to last forever. You saying that you're going to be there next month, which means what? You got to do it. You got to do it. Anyway, with that said, we'll see. Well, yeah, exactly. John S. says, if they don't know who you are, Jon Fitch, they've been living under a rock. There's some people out there. Yeah, thanks, Dan Powell. I appreciate that. With that said, I will see my guys at 5:00 this evening for War Tribe webinars. If not, I'm going to go live at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow evening. I'm going to do live stuff every day. Well, not every day. We'll see. Kind of like what you were just talking about, John. Just a little bit, and then shoot individual videos as well. But that's just for me to start to build up a little bit more stuff too as well. And I got stuff to talk about. So with that said, hey, if you guys aren't viewing Jon Fitch's stuff either, go to official Jon Fitch on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. And he does some really cool content as well. So with that said, we will see you again next Sunday, Jon Fitch and I, next Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Until then, guys, take it easy.
Check you laters.